G'day fishers, and welcome back to Fish Sticks Fishing Adventures. So, the rain, the big wet, is still here, and this is some footage of Aquatic Paradise. So it's about 20 minutes worth. Went for a bit of a ride this morning, about 7:30, just on that high tide mark. Although what you're seeing here on the screen isn't because of the high tide, that's because of that flooding water coming through. So let's check out what it looks like. So this is coming down, is it Dorsal Drive, I think, right next to Aquatic Paradise. Got that bit of a corner property there next on the canal, where that creek flows into. So you can see there's quite a lot of movement, a lot of water coming through there. And don't forget, if you get bored with this, just skip to different areas of Aquatic Paradise, check it out. Obviously you don't have to watch the whole lot, it's quite long. Nice little place to catch some brewmac, actually. Flick some hard bodies down there, some plastics. A lot of people fish bait there. So I've just turned the sound on so you can hear the roar of that water. See the grass line there, or the debris. So obviously the water was higher. But you would definitely not want to take a risk of going near water like that. So you can see Birkdale Road in the distance there, that is unaffected. I'd be curious to see what this looks like at the train station at Birkdale. So just beyond that's where this creek feeds from. Okay, now we're coming down Zephyr Street. There's a lot of water going down those drains, and you can see the sewer bubbling away just here. So you can understand why some of these have popped off recently. That's something we should have done a lot more, clean the screen, or clean the lens. So when they thought about designing Aquatic Paradise, they obviously looked at the hydrology of the area, where the water's going to flow, and a lot of the houses are high enough. So especially when you move in further, where it's really, really flooded over Mary Pleasant. There's a few things I expected to see out in the floodwaters, but a forklift was not one of them. Probably retrieving a few pallets that may have floated away. So looking at this, you would not do this in a vehicle. So if you know Mary Pleasant at all, you know there's a little creek there, just on your left. Now there's a house on the right hand side. That water's been flowing straight through that creek, straight through their fence, and into the canal behind. So it's probably about now that the water's over the tyre. You can probably hear, there it is, probably hear me that's talking there. It is worse than Ellendale Drive, and that's a designed floodway. You can see where those panels are missing from that creek water zooming across. Wouldn't call it rapid flowing water, but certainly moving. You wouldn't want to take a vehicle in that, because once that catches the side of your car or your four-wheel drive, you're sliding with it. There we go, you can see the water's come through, taking out the fence, or maybe the owner's done that, and straight to the canal at the back. You can see the water moving across from our right to left. Ooh, some ominous music going on now. Should play this music when we're going into the water. So there's a little footpath on the left there that follows that bit of a creek up towards the back of the shops. I might turn that audio track down for the sound of the camera because it's getting a little bit annoying for me. I found out later on that there was some white vehicle that had been trapped out here too, so hopefully they've obviously got that out, but that's recoverable. The good thing is at this stage we're actually going with the flow of the water, so it's much easier. So you've probably seen the distance just there, the driveway. There are areas where the water had been much higher. There's a bit of debris there, so whether that's a car coming through, creating waves, or it's dropped a foot, I don't know. But it's certainly very wet there now. And we've still got more rain to come. So you can see that water coming down there, Mary Pleasant. You might turn the bike around, you can check out it flowing. So at that stage it's probably about 100 mil, 10 centimetres, maybe 150. It doesn't go too much further than there, just the end of the open canal, but we'll check that out shortly. So you can see those houses again high and dry on the left, and there's that canal to the right hand side. I was hoping to prop the bike up here on its stand and go get a drink of water because it's pretty thirsty work, but unfortunately it wouldn't stay up with that little bit of a current there. So Ellen Woodgate Canal. There we go, just getting a bit of a drink of water. I needed that. So as much as we're worried about our built structures and properties, and I get it, it's not good. The environment's copping a flogging too, so you might see on the right hand side a lot of debris there, tennis balls, bottles, thongs, lighters, all that type of stuff circling around just there. So we get these big rains, all that stuff's coming out of the creeks, coming out of the lakes, coming out of the rivers, and the environment's going to be copping a flogging from this. So I head further down to Aquatic Paradise there. You'll probably see old mate in the distance. Had a quick chat to him. He was saying earlier on, it's about 7:30 in the morning now, earlier on it was about the same. And that's old mate disappearing in the distance there. Definitely got to turn that audio track down from the camera. Unfortunately, that vibration from the bike's coming straight through into the housing. There's a house there on the left hand side that obviously would have got a little bit of water there in the garage. Hopefully not much. Given the fact that we're still maybe in for another 200 mils today, this may be getting worse. So wishing you guys there at Aquatic Paradise all the best. Very soon they could probably launch that jet ski from the driveway. Something I found quite amusing coming through here, you can probably see there's little waves from the bike. So that's the house there, so that water's pretty close to the garage. Wishing you guys all the best. Yeah, the good thing on the bike is you don't hear this drone that's coming from the camera. All you can hear is the rain, and we'll soon see a bit of thunder as well. So you see those bubbles coming out of the sewer just there. So those guys are copping a flogging through there. Or sand, sewer, whatever it is. Stormwater, sewage. Who knows? So we get a flash of lightning up here sometime. was the thunder. That rain's starting to intensify a little bit more. So now we're going against the current. Having to drop down the gears is getting to be hard work. There you go, you can see the wheel. That's probably 300-400 mil deep just there. So sure, I'm taking a little bit of a risk, but making sure I'm wearing high-vis floatable materials, so in case something happens, easy to be found. So back to Mary Pleasant, see that water coming through there. Sure, it's flowing fast, but it's quite shallow. So if the water was flowing that rapidly at the creek, definitely would not have crossed it if it was as deep as it is now. See the road closures on the left there and a little bit further up ahead. You can also see the canal on the right hand side, so that's where a lot of that water's going. Clawson Canal, if that's how you pronounce it. You can see that grass line there, so they've obviously had more water come through. Bit of debris there. You can certainly see the advantage of having areas like that where we have overflow. Never really thought this would be a problem, but clearly it is. See, where's that little drain? There's a little spiral and drain up here somewhere on the right hand side. There you go, you can see that one's working hard. Now given how deep it is in certain areas and there's a bit of a flow coming this direction, I decided I might as well hit the footpath. Might as well check the street out first. So clearly that gets higher going towards Maroondoon Road. Always got to be careful. I decided I might go on the footpath again so we can get onto the dry areas. And bang. Just hit the, I think it was a drain there because it was a straight edge. Here we go, let's check out the footpath. A bit easier riding. But you can see that little debris field there on the right hand side where that's been higher. hoping you guys were all safe last night. Back to that ominous music again as that track comes round. So dropping down gears because it's also getting harder and harder to ride through the water. So the good thing is, less and less water up here. But I believe Mary Street next street across near the Scout Den is under. So a quick chat to old mate and his dog. Seemed like a pretty nice fella. So it's quite deep in the middle of the road there, but clearly a lot shallower along the footpath. So I expected that little rapid section there would be a bit more difficult, but it's quite easy again. It's quite shy. A little bit rapid, but quite shy. Just as we're leaving the area, there's a council truck that pulls up. I had a chat to those guys, but yeah, those guys are heroes, getting out there, closing their roads, making sure everyone's safe. Shout out to the Redlands City Council, or Redlands Coast Council. You guys are brilliant. Well, thanks for watching. Hopefully this is informative. Got to see something interesting, especially if you're in those areas and you did the right thing and stayed inside. So big thanks for watching. Tight lines, keep dry, and yeah, stay safe.